When we hear the word waiting, many of us feel a sense of frustration. We may think of long lines, delayed plans, or time that seems to be wasted. In our daily lives, waiting often feels like an enemy that steals from us. But if we look more closely, waiting is not only a gap in time. It is a place where our mind and body reveal their true condition. Imagine sitting at a bus stop. At first, your attention is outside, looking down the street. But as the minutes pass, you start to notice your own restlessness, the tapping of a foot, the tightening of the jaw, the rising thought. Why is it taking so long? These small reactions are not caused by the bus. They arise from within. Waiting exposes them. In this way, waiting is like a mirror. It shows us how we deal with what we cannot control. Some people become angry, others anxious, others tired. All of these are natural, but they are also signals. They remind us of how our inner world responds when life refuses to move at our speed. If we begin to see waiting in this light, it changes. Waiting is no longer an empty pause between two useful activities. It becomes part of the path itself. It invites us to see what is really happening inside. It reminds us that time is not only measured by clocks, but also by how we meet each moment. When we meet waiting as it is, without pushing it away, something opens. What seemed like wasted minutes can become a gentle teacher, showing us the truth of our own heart. When we are made to wait, our mind quickly looks for escape. Some turn to the screen in their hand, scrolling to fill the space. Others begin to plan, to calculate, or to complain silently. In these moments, waiting reveals more than the outside situation. It uncovers the patterns of our inner life. Think of the last time you were kept waiting. Perhaps it was in traffic, or at a doctor's office, or when a friend arrived late. Did you notice how your mind moved? Did impatience rise? Did worry appear? Or perhaps disappointment? All of these emotions live quietly inside us, but waiting draws them out, like ink meeting water. This mirror is not meant to shame us. It is simply honest. It shows how deeply we desire control, and how uneasy we feel when it slips away. The heart is not always calm. It carries old fears, hidden desires, and small storms. When time slows us down, we finally see what was already there. If we allow ourselves to look gently into this mirror, waiting changes shape. It is no longer only about the bus, the traffic, or the late arrival. It is about seeing our own reactions with clarity. Each pause gives us a chance to notice the habits we often ignore. In this sense, waiting is a gift that no one asks for, but everyone receives. When we stop fighting against it, the mirror of waiting can soften us. It can make us more honest with ourselves, and perhaps more gentle with others who are also struggling with their own storms. There is a moment, after the first waves of impatience pass, when waiting becomes quiet. At first, this stillness may feel empty, as if nothing important is happening. Yet inside that quiet, something powerful is present. It is the strength of simply being, without the need to rush toward the next thing. In ordinary life, we are trained to move quickly. Tasks, schedules, and constant demands push us forward. Waiting interrupts that flow. It reminds us that not everything bends to our will. And when we finally stop struggling against it, the stillness of waiting can touch us in a deep way. Think of the silence between two notes of music. Without the pause, the sound would have no rhythm, no life. Waiting offers that same pause to our own existence. It allows the heart to breathe in its own time. It shows us that not all value is found in action. Sometimes it rests in simple presence. This hidden power does not announce itself with noise or excitement. It comes quietly, like dawn spreading light across the sky. If we give it even a little attention, we may feel a soft sense of release. The shoulders relax. The mind loosens its grip, and we discover a strength that is not about control, but about openness. In this way, stillness is not weakness. It is not a failure to act. It is a reminder that our lives are more than the race from one point to another. Waiting, when entered with openness, reveals that we already carry within us a calm center, steady even as the world moves on its own clock. When waiting is no longer seen as wasted time, it can become a source of quiet strength. Each delay, each pause, each moment, when life asks us to stand still, offers a chance to grow roots within ourselves. Instead of feeling powerless, we may begin to notice a new kind of stability. Consider a tree in the middle of winter. On the surface, nothing seems to be happening. The branches are bare, the air is cold, and there is no fruit to see. Yet deep below, the roots are reaching, the tree is gathering strength, and life is quietly preparing to bloom again. In the same way, waiting can nurture unseen growth within us. When we accept waiting, we stop fighting against what we cannot change. This acceptance is not giving up. It is a form of courage, the kind that does not shout, but simply endures. By standing calmly in the middle of delay, we discover that we can remain whole even when the world does not follow our plan. This strength does not depend on circumstances. It does not require the bus to arrive on time, the traffic to move, or the answer to appear quickly. It is born from the way we meet the moment. Waiting gives us the chance to practice patience that is steady, not forced. It teaches us that we can carry peace within us, even in the middle of uncertainty. When we begin to live this way, waiting is no longer a burden. It becomes part of the path itself, shaping us quietly, preparing us for whatever comes next. The strength we find here stays with us, long after the waiting is over. In the end, waiting is not only about standing in line or sitting through delays. It is about how we meet the moments that are given to us, even when they are not the moments we wished for. Life has its own rhythm, and often it does not move at the speed of our desires. When we resist, we suffer. But when we meet waiting with openness, it becomes a teacher, showing us how to live with steadiness and care. Through waiting, we learn that time is not an enemy, but a companion. Each pause gives us the chance to see ourselves more clearly, to find a calm strength that does not depend on outside events. The lessons of waiting stay with us, shaping the way we meet joy and sorrow, gain and loss, beginning and ending. When we walk this path, we discover that waiting itself is part of being alive. It is not a mistake, not a punishment, but another expression of the same life that brings us love, beauty, and wonder. To honor waiting is to honor life as it comes, without rushing it away. Before I close, I would like to share my gratitude to those who have given their support through likes, subscriptions, comments, super thanks, and membership. Please know that it means a great deal. Your kindness makes it possible for these words to reach hearts across the world. I bow in thanks to each of you for walking together on this path, even for a short time.